mean, there's that great scene where the orphanage owner or the manager, I guess, is screaming about how much money he's paid. I mean, literally he's giving figures. I paid this guy, what was it, 6 million Ugandan shillings or something. And now he's asking me to shut it down. And I don't know, because he was speaking not in English. So I don't know if you guys knew what he was saying at the time, but it was clearly very dramatic. He's incriminating this guy on camera. And then Mboise, the guy who was meant to be shutting it down, he kind of creeps out. And then another brilliant reporting scoop was Hind. You followed him and you managed to talk to him through the car window. Talk a bit about that, because this was really quite gotcha type journalism. It was very, very clever.
Well, as Julia said, the series of events that led to that moment, everything, our suspicions were piling up. So first of all, him saying, you go by yourselves and I'll meet you there, then not turning up, then being forced to go by his manager. And then that whole situation and the argument and the accusations, the very specific accusations of, I've been giving you this amount of money. And the fact that, combined with the fact that Mboise had been very shifty about going there in the first place, really made us think there is something wrong here. And the argument went on for quite a while. And we had a translator with us and we were asking people what's going on in there. And sometimes they were speaking in English and we could understand, but we had a gist. We knew that there were accusations that were taking place of blackmail and bribery. And not only that, and we don't, as Julia said, it would have been great to show more, but we went around the orphanage and we actually spoke to some of the employees there who came out and were working there, and there was a lot of children, and we spoke to some people and tried to, first of all, so that they knew that we weren't threatening and so that they knew what we were doing, and then also to try and find out a little bit more about it. But when that transpired, that there seemed to be more going on here, and then suddenly, whilst we're talking to people at the orphanage, he's getting in the car and leaving the journalists there and about to drive off. So we just decided once again with the cameras to just roll up and say, what are you doing? You're leaving the children here. I thought the whole point was that you're closing down these illegal orphanages in order to help the vulnerable children that shouldn't be there and aren't receiving the care that they're supposed to receive. So you're just going to leave, and these children are going to be in exactly the same situation. That is the reason why you're closing it down in the first place. So yeah, that didn't make sense, and that's why we ended up filming that. And you could tell he was very uncomfortable with it. But because we had these suspicions, because of the accusations that were being made, after that we did Julia contacted quite a number of orphanages that were in that particular region that was supposed to be under his jurisdiction, to find out whether the same thing had happened. And they were very afraid of speaking out. They didn't want to have their names publicly put out there, but we discovered that these accusations were not just a one-off, and that there were other places that had made similar accusations. And so what was happening was, on the government side, there was corruption in terms of, we'll keep your orphanage open, we'll let you keep it open even though it's illegal if you pay us this money. And then we asked him about that later on camera as well, which he denied.